Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I am back with another replay that I took from Cast It. And this one's gonna be between DJhelium and InZaNe. Now, I really want to know where DJhelium got his name from, so if you could just go ahead and post that, I don't know, I guess somewhere in the comments section, or even on the Reddit thread itself where I actually took this replay from, that would be super awesome. But I want to go ahead and check something right now because, this is strange. Okay. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and check up on something. You know what? I'm just gonna take this down to low textures. Forget it. I'm not even gonna like right now. Sure, everything else is on high, but I think low textures is acceptable. Right now, what's up with my frame rate is it's kind of jittering up and down, and I'm a little curious as to why it's doing that. But overall, I'm not too concerned about anything else right now. I did just kind of wake up, so pardon me if my casting quality is subpar right now, and well, I guess, you know, I think I forgot to do the most quintessential part of any cast, and that is give the players their introduction. In the upper right hand corner, spawning as our blue Terran, I give you all InZaNe, coming from the IW clan. And in the lower left hand corner, spawning as our red Zerg, once again it's DJhelium. Something is definitely up with my XSplit, as you guys can see. I don't know what it is. I restarted my PC well, I shut down my PC last night, and then I restarted it as I woke up today. But honestly, I don't know what's causing this frame rate issue. I guess we could just try and just muscle through it, bear with it, whatever have you, until this cast is over with. Then maybe I can restart my PC again, figure out what's up, things like that. I am overclocking at 4.2 gigahertz, but I don't know what could be the problem. I'm thinking of getting a new video card, honestly, and I've actually made a PayPal donations button on my Twitch.tv channel to basically help pay for a 770 GTX that I'm gonna try and get before I go to Korea. But yeah. Alright, so here we go. Of course, DJhelium, I do believe, yes, he scouted the gas and he's trying to break back in, but why would he try and do that considering, oh, he's actually, okay, so he's trying to do there. He's trying to get an SCV kill, but of course, I think he already knew that his drone's life was 100% forfeit. There's no way he could save it, so he's just like, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and try and kill this guy's SCV that is building the supply depot right next to the barracks, and so on and so forth. But it's not gonna be a single Reaper opener, as we do have another one in production here. But I do think there's a lot of potential to do damage. It's just one or two on this map. I kind of take that back, actually. I mean, it really comes down to micro positioning of the barracks and etc. But yeah. Alright, so we already have 4 lings out on the map, and as long as they're on creep, they'll be able to chase down any Reaper. But whoa, this is no exception. He's not even, oh jeez, he should have pulled the drones just a teeny bit sooner, but nonetheless, they did get a few chips off on that Reaper. And I'm getting some more frame rate issues. This is actually becoming a significant bother. I apologize. I'm gonna try and exit anything that's like, let me turn off my Internet Explorer right now. Not my Internet Explorer, excuse me, but my Firefox, and see if that'll fix anything. I had this problem yesterday too, as I casted a replay from the front page of drop.sc. Oh my god. Okay. I really don't know if this is gonna help or not. I'm actually capturing this from Game Source, so yeah. And I'm just gonna switch to this window and change everything completely, if not delete it. No, wait, okay, there is no game source from that window. Okay, well, here we go. Let's get this resumed and see if that does anything. I'm sorry, guys. It's just that it really bothers me when I don't have a smooth frame rate going. But, here we go. Alright, now I'm thinking this is a pure hardware issue, I really do. But, here we are as the Reapers are forced to back off. Sorry about that, guys. I usually... when there was actually one pair of Lings that came around here, snuck up on the SCV building this command center, and they're gonna get a delay on it. Probably won't totally destroy it. Yeah, definitely won't totally destroy it, but definitely gonna put a delay on it. And InZaNe is actually getting his third one on the way. The Reapers catch up here just in time to rescue that poor command center. It's gonna be put into orange health for now, but that's it. And I swear, I've never seen giddier supply depots in my life, I think. Third now going down for Helium, and that basically signals that both of our players are playing the Cold War economic game. That is to say, they're basically, you know, gonna try and macro up and take this into a 15-ish minute long game. Of course, DJhelium just, I want to say he's slipping up just a teeny bit on his injects at the natural, but of course, just as I say that, he's only floating 4 energy. Yeah, I think he's doing pretty good. I mean, so far, I mean, jeez. He's not overreacting to anything that his opponent's thrown at him just yet, and he's got a few Lings out from map control, as he does have that little, that little brief moment, that little brief window of time where he doesn't have to make drones, or at least not too many of them. For whatever applications or whatever reasons he may have, but just as I say that, there's a couple of Hellions and a couple of Reapers arriving over here, trying to contain creep, but of course, they're not back at home, which is actually the real problem for InZaNe right now. He's gonna try and get into the main with those Lings and Helium. Yeah, it looks like Helium's gonna be able to shut down a bunker, get an SCV or two. And this is actually pretty significant because these mules are not going to be able to bring back 1 or 2 chunks of minerals. And that means so much in the way of wasted economy that, I mean, really. Terran can lose in excess of 10 mules at that stage. Or not 10 mules, but 10 SCVs at that stage. And it wouldn't mean too much in the way of real economic damage if perhaps, say, our Terran was able to keep up with the mules. But every time a Mutalist comes into the mineral line and starts killing units, I think the most important thing for them to kill is the mules, because of course the mules are what can bring a Terran back into a game. But here we are, as we do see InZaNe coming in here again with his Hellions and his Reapers, but it looks like altogether we've got both sides of the map a little reluctant to engage, and for whatever reason, when we see Lings charging Hellions and Reapers head-on, my frame rate gets a, I guess you could say, a huge spike or something like that. I've got my video card reset to factory defaults, but I just don't understand what could be causing this as a whole. Very few people have the gift that I have, and that is basically a ghetto rig, if you will, that kind of makes it a, you know, kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for, a subtle... Oh man, hold that thought, as we do have these Lings getting a full surround on everything. Oh yeah, everything's gonna die here, except for perhaps this one Hellion. But yeah, for now we see Helium not too terribly concerned with that, as he does get his Baneley Nest. It's gonna finish up here in just a second. He's got +1/+1 just about finish up, which of course would be melee Carapace. Of course, InZaNe's transition is definitively bio. Of course, that Marauder that we saw earlier should have signaled that to you guys. But right now, it's also the fact that he's got, I believe he's got Stim. Yes, he does. And of course, combat shields and +1 infantry weapons and +1 infantry armor is on the way. But you know, I'm really lucky to have the, I guess you could say, the setup that I got. I'm kind of a one-man studio, if that makes any sense. The hardware that I got, i7 3770K. What else am I thinking of here? Geez, the video card. I think my video card is the only problem with my machine right now. I do also only have a 120 gigabyte solid state drive, so yeah. Well, I mean, while my PC has such what's the word I'm looking for, potential for processing power, it also has what's the word I'm looking for? What exactly am I trying to say here? It has such you know, powerful processing power, but at the same time, it's I don't know. There's just a few places where it's weak, but speaking of weak, we do have DJhelium kind of exploiting a little spot at that third where he had no Marines. Here we go. Helium is starting to... I think he's waiting for his opponent to definitively move out. Then he's going to throw many, many more lings at his opponent. And that'll be the perfect opportunity, really, assuming that InZaNe doesn't throw them inside the bunker, as we do have him moving out on creep. He's going to catch an Overlord, maybe that Queen out of position, but the rest of the lings and Baneleys come in to save both of them. Medevac's now out in the open and on creep, so as long as they're here, DJhelium's gonna be able to see that, and they unload just outside of creep, trying to heal up all of that bio. Meanwhile, the Ling run by is trying to be conducted. Marines stem up and runs inside the bunker. These Lings get stuck on hold position, if you will. I think they take down a single mule and that's it. But they oh man, behind this Helium actually shut down that entire drop. Speaking of, 4 medevacs. Okay. All the way out there in the map. Kind of idle, but I'd say altogether nothing too terribly wrong. At least for InZaNe. I mean, he lost a good deal of bio. I'd say his losses are slightly higher than our Zerg. Yes, just slightly in terms of resources, but numbers, of course, for Zerg, because Lings are so weak. They, you know, it's really, I think those are acceptable losses for DJhelium. He's burrowing Lings now to get vision on the map, which I actually like. Marines just gonna stim and A move forward. I think that might have been a little bit of an overreaction. And now Creep Tumor spreading forward as we see InZaNe moving out on Creep, throwing down a scan. Muta's getting caught out in the open, one of them falls. And, oh man, those Lings! Oh man, I think that actually worked a little bit against InZaNe as we see the Baneleys coming in and nearly one-shotting all of those Marines. And the medevac's just coming back. There's almost like, I want to say the losses there, you know, because they aren't in favor of InZaNe, I think that was absolutely way too in favor of DJhelium. But speaking of, I think, oh man, this engagement with the number of mutas he had lost, I don't know if that was worth it or not. But now we do see him taking a straight up dive for the third. Or no, actually he's hesitating. No, he doesn't want to go for the third right now. That actually would have been just the one opportunity he needed to really bring himself into a definitively leading position in this game. I mean, it's kind of exposed. Yes, there's a bunker. Couldn't do too much in the way of damage. He could have probably forced that that fourth command center to get canceled. But it's nothing worth speculating too much for now. I mean, he just decides to pull back, and I think that's a wise decision given what he has right now. Check his income. It's actually above that of our Terran, which at this stage in the game is remarkable to say the very least, because a Terran always has mules. Because a Terran always has mules, they always have the ability to get higher income. And DJhelium making excellent use of his burrow, putting a Ling down at the upper right. Of course, Baneling right on top of a Ling here. I'm pretty sure that was a misclick. But this Baneling now running towards all that bio gets shut down. +2/+2 finishes up for InZaNe. +3/+3 gets started for our Zerg. And it's going to have some kind of a lead in terms of when it will be finished over what's the word I'm looking for? The +1/+1 or +3/+3 of our Terran. But here we go. Drop at the what appears to be the 6 o'clock-ish base for Helium, and Helium's actually become aware of what's going on here in the upper right, so he's gonna try and shut that down. But of course, it's also being turned into a planetary fortress. Meanwhile, both players' huge armies are going at it just outside the natural of DJhelium, and these Marines do not get split as the Banelings crash onto them. Altogether, DJhelium killing about 5 workers to his name now. He's actually got a few burrowed Banelings here, cleverly enough. Oh! He's got them selected too right now. He's just waiting for that golden moment where his opponent's gonna move on top of them with all of his bio. The small Ling run by over here, just a very oh so subtle, oh so small Ling run by will be conducted here. My god, this hatch still barely alive. There was actually one point in that engagement where we saw Helium with so much less in the way of army supply than his opponent, and There is one thing to highlight right now. We do have Ultras entering the battlefield. I don't think chitinous plating has been started yet. It has not been. But altogether, I think we're going to see this 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock position base fall. These spine crawlers, these static defenses will not be ready anywhere near in time. And of course, DJhelium was able to see his opponent moving into all of this. And the Lings arrive just in time to get totally smoked. But it looks like maybe these Ultras are going to come to the party just in time to help stop this harass. Mutas show up as well. And amazingly enough, to his name, InZaNe is now being pushed back. And to this point in the game, we just now see concussive shells being researched. But concussive shells doesn't do anything versus Ultras. It really doesn't. It doesn't slow down the Ultras. I mean, think about it. That would be overpowered, as the Marines and Marauders, when they stim up, they already run faster than the Ultras. And at this stage in the game, our Terran should have so many medevacs that they should be able to heal that with almost no trouble. We now have 3 command centers and a lot more in the way of production buildings that are about to be constructed here by InZaNe. Both players 200-200. Both players going strong at this stage in the game with their economies. But now I think we're going to see DJhelium come at this again. And I don't think we're going to see DJhelium entirely able to hold here. He's forced to, he's in a position, wow, where that engagement just wouldn't favor him all that much. We got 2 Marines here. Ouch. And Queens actually pulled along with those Ultras. Creep Tumors still being spread to this stage, going strong with DJhelium. And both players are going to start building up a bank as long as they're at 200-200. The question is, what do they do with that bank in the near future? 3 medevacs, only 2 of them full of units are going to drop down here at the lower left, while we probably have some kind of a harassment movement here by our blue Terran. Yeah. Oh wait, they're actually going into the main. That's an even more difficult place to reach for DJhelium, as his main army is all the way over here. I'm surprised he actually didn't see that with basically everything he's got here, the creep, the extractors, everything. But it looks like beyond that, you know, the hive, it was targeted down, but it wasn't destroyed. If that was targeted down and then the pool was destroyed, that would have been just absolutely, I don't know how else to say it. It would have been such irrecoverable damage, I think. But speaking of, oh wait, transfuses went down on this hatch earlier, and it looks like maybe we're gonna have some more go down on it to save it, as DJhelium is doing a good job of keeping himself in this game. That was a medevac drop, and now InZaNe is basically like, okay, I'm about to tear this mother-f***ing roof off like 2 dogs' cage. Yeah. It's like, it's time to kill you, bro. Oh, but those Widow Mines! Oh, man. Yeah. Alright, so for the time being, we have InZaNe just kind of backing off. I'm surprised at just what exactly we saw here, but there's still a ton of Widow Mines here, and there's no detection. Oh, man. As long as we see him waiting here... Okay. That's a bit more in the way of losses stacking up for InZaNe. DJhelium did have to throw away Banelings to get it, but of course, yeah, I don't know where to place this for each player. Both players gonna have relatively high worker counts. There's not a lot in the way of creep spread here, so the Queens are gonna be lagging behind as they need to find time to actually transfuse those Ultras. And sorry about that. The creep tumors kind of not quite so immaculately spread, and both players just getting to that stage in the game where you know, typically their reflexes start to go a little bit lazy. I mean, you know, both players stuck at 200-200, I guess you could say. Trying to find that weak spot in each other's armor, and it looks like maybe we see DJhelium spotting that in InZaNe for the time being. I mean, look at this. He's got a bunch of mutas that are going to hit this command center, and a bunch of SCVs on the ground are just now coming back in time to repair it. They get it back up to full HP in a matter of seconds, but there's 3 planetary fortresses here, and I think we're going to see all 3 of them fall, as a majority of the bio was pulled out of position, not able to adequately defend this point. This is a good start for DJhelium. This is going to help him you know, get that damage done later on. It looks like the Ultras are actually trying to get a better position for the engagement here. But ultimately, all of these units here are forfeit, as we see that DJhelium is not going to be able to keep fighting here. And we see everything fall. But it's alright, as DJhelium did have the bank to support that. He has some kind of a backup plan. Pathogen Gland's just finishing up. He's also got a huge flock of mutas that he could send to the upper right, or even to intercept all of these SCVs, as we do have yet another planetary fortress landing. He's just become aware of that. He's like, okay, well, maybe I got a chance to conduct a huge SCV massacre here, and that is exactly what he's going to do. That's the jackpot for our Zerg, and it looks like he only gets about 8 SCVs before he backs off. Lots of missile turrets here, and the rock tower gets shot down, if you will. Not the rock tower, the radio tower, whatever it was that collapses into a bunch of debris. But at this stage in the game, you know, I want to say that our blue Terran, InZaNe, he's got to be extremely careful. He's got a lot in the way of production buildings. He is virtually exposed at this end, if you will. If he doesn't rebuild those command centers, which, I mean, he doesn't really have the economy to just yet. He's kind of floating just a really, really small bank and such. But, you know, I don't know where else to place this. This could go either way, I think. Again, both players, we're getting into the stage of the game where every expo has been taken, and it's going to come down to more than just income. But here we go. Baneling's going to, crash into all those Marauders. But again, I think that was kind of an okay engagement for InZaNe. Just look at the way this is going now. He's able to stem an A move back off creep, and that's going to make it all the more difficult for these Ultras to engage, as we do have 2 Widow Mines growing. Again, as you can see, the concussive shells doing nothing to these Ultras. So kind of a moot point to get them at that stage in the game, but ultimately the motion sensor tower is going to reveal all of these mutas going into the upper right hand corner, and I think that's exactly what DJhelium wanted his opponent to do, as we do see him sending his Ultras to the front lines, as most of the bio, that includes the Marauders here, are thrown at the upper right hand corner base to save it. Infrastructure now being attacked here by DJhelium and forced to back off as some more Marauders show up, rallying out from the main. And the mutas are going to go back over here and conduct another SCV massacre, or are they just going to fly straight home? Oh, but 2 Widow Mines catch them out in the open. Okay, but of course in the upper left hand corner we did see that InZaNe took down that base. And it's just not looking too much more pretty. The mutas are going to have free reign over all of these SCVs on the ground. Of course, if they could snipe those mules, that would be beautiful. But DJhelium just content with dealing out some damage and getting out. 18 workers being killed, and now we see InZaNe forced to make a decision. Does he keep his upper right base safe, or does he try and save his 12 o'clock position base? And it looks like he tries to save his 12 o'clock position, all but too late. And I don't know, if we see DJhelium turn around and try and engage this right here, right now, he's actually going to be in a lot of danger. At least he's not going to be able to save those Ultras, I can tell you that much right now, because, again, Immaculate Micro is all it takes to really deal with them. Mutas are going to fall one by one, but of course, even though we have +3 air attacks on the way, I want to say that, we also have Pathogen Glands, which means I think we're going to see, DJhelium going for some infestors, I would imagine. But no, he's kind of keeping up the Mutalisks. Trying to keep all that into a ball, but he's got such a huge bank right now, I think he could do anything with that. The one advantage that he's had over his opponent to this point is actually getting that upper left-hand corner base, if you will. I think a little bit sooner than his opponent. So while he was mining from it, yeah, he was doing this, he was doing that. He's actually doing a good job of asserting his control over the entire map, be it with stray creep tumors. Yes, even that is just a little bit stray. It's kind of gapped off from the rest of it, but, or, you know, even with these mutas here, attacking what is inside this bunker, the SCV is coming into repair, and it looks like more mutas are still on the way for, DJhelium. I would say it'd be okay to throw some infestors in the mix, but oh man, all the mutas fell just now due to these marines. But again, we see InZaNe forced to expo in the upper left. We have nothing but ultras, maybe one muta in the mix, and that's about it. And InZane's trying to take it into some kind of base trade scenario, but I don't think that's going to work out for him. He needs something to... I think DJhelium really needs something to glue all these Marines and Marauders in place as he engages. Oh, man. There we go. Stem A move. And in one fell swoop, the lower right and the 6 o'clock position bases fall. Will the one in the lower left fall? Not really, because I think InZaNe just basically scans on top of it. He's like, okay, well, it only has this much in the way of minerals, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, what we see DJhelium doing is re-exporting to the upper left. Scans everywhere to keep the army of InZaNe safe. And essentially, he's contained here. You could say that. But there's a full-blown surround going down now, and I don't think this is quite going to work out too much for DJhelium. But I'm wrong, as the Banelings are making good connections. We see lots of green faded bodies hitting the ground, and a full-blown surround goes down here. And InZaNe actually picks up and gets out of there. I think, you know, that was actually that was done with amazing Ultralisk positioning. Nothing more, nothing less. I just never would have imagined that was even possible. Alright, so the one Muta, excuse me, is now joined by, I think, 5 more. And 19 more were in production, so that brings it to about a total of, I don't know, 20-something, 24. And, InZaNe, I don't know, he's in a really tough position right now. His income is actually better than that of DJhelium, but DJhelium has been using that bank to his advantage for a while now. But there's very little in the way of Marines, no anti-air here, and with that, we actually see the GG coming from InZaNe. I think he just, you know, he realized what was up. I was like, great. The one engagement that I had to lose was Mutas versus Marauders. Okay, guys, so if you liked what you saw here today, just go and click on the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. This is Breaker.